$50 flights both ways. So we can get to Portsmouth from Sarasota, or no, the Allegiant one is in Punta Gorda. So $50 can find the Gorda. But you can't have any luggage, you can't take but just to be, it's worth it to keep our doctors happy. And just fly up for $50.
So what's the name? So I could look them up, the Portsmouth Airport.
Yeah?
I wonder if they have flights to Washington D.C. They probably have flights like every day to Boston, you know, around, yeah, Boston.
It's
What did she say?
Allegiant Air.
The Legionnaire, yeah. Hey, like the Legionnaire scene, yeah, yeah.
All right, so I guess this is it.
Are you
So-
gonna speak? Hold
I'm
on,
gonna speak.
hold on.
Okay. Hopefully I won't forget how to do that.
Okay.
All right, so welcome to the 25th Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival. It's really something to see all the dedication of the people going way back to the press from days way before the festival was even thought of, and see the continuum, see the tradition of the people who have been doing it for decades and decades and decades, and the younger people who are coming into the tradition. It's really great. Our first act today is a share. We have Jackson Gillman, who's from up in Mount Desert Island. He's been a storyteller and a singer for over 30 years. He taught storytelling in college, and I'm guessing this is my first time seeing him, so I'm really looking forward to that. And as the contrast, as we were saying, we have the younger group. We have the Ranzo boys from New York, New York's premier and only queer traditional folk trio. And they have an upcoming album to look for on Bandcamp, and they have an EP that you can find there. And thank you, Jackson.
Oh, I'm marching inland from the shore, over my shoulder, carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing I got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. I know I'll never go to sea no more. Well, this song is about seasickness. In French, that's called mal de mer, and it translates to sick of the sea, but that can be interpreted two different ways. The normal way you think about seasickness is that, you know, you have to go over the edge of the rail there, but there's another kind of seasickness that could probably be better translated as sick for the sea. And that's what this song by Tom Lewis is about. You can't get away too far away, otherwise you get sick. Okay, so there's going to be a part for you. And let's see here. Lord Nelson knew the perfect way to cure your malady. So if you listen closely, his secret I will share. To any seasick sailor, he finds in this for free. If you're feeling seasick, sit underneath the tree. And for those of you who don't know this chorus, here it is. I'm marching inland from the shore, over my shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. I know I'll never go to sea no more. Drake died in his hammock 1,000 miles away. He was laid to rest at the bottom of the bay. Many a famous sailor never came home to sea. So take my advice, Jack, come and follow me. I'm marching inland from the shore, over my shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing I got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. I know I'll never go to sea no more. Columbus, he set sail to prove the world was round. He kept on sailing west until he ran aground. He thought he'd found the Indies, but he found the USA. I know navigators who can still do that today. I'm marching inland from the shore. Over my shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing I got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. I know I'll never go to sea no more. So sailors take a warning from these men of high renown. When you leave the ocean and it's time to settle down, never cast your anchor less than 90 miles from shore. There'll always be some temptation to go to sea once more. I'm marching inland from the shore. Over my shoulder I'm carrying an oar. When someone asks me what is that funny thing you got, I know I'll never go to sea no more, no more. I know I'll never go to sea no more. So, for sailors who that's addressed to, you might say they have the sea in their blood. And there was a New Bedford Working Waterfront Festival a few years ago that I was part of, and they had a poetry contest. And you were invited to submit poems, and line fishing, it's in the blood. So this was my entry that got all the way to the end. Okay, so it's called sport fishing or sporting fish. Do we see ourselves in fish? Recognize our pre-reptilian past and long to get back in touch with our saline roots.
Saline roots.
Maybe that's why we fish. Or don a mask, a tank and fins and take a dive. And might not a fish wish to put on a footed dry suit, cap itself with a rising bell filled with compressed water, out itself and take a hike? Or go angling for you. Bait a wiener on the line. Cast it onto the picnic table. Wait a bit. Hook! Play out the line a little bit. Fight and ooh, wow. If you were a whopper, it might take a whole school to reel you down and water you, and then get shown off to your other schoolmates. Get weighed and have your picture taken. If they were sporting fish, they might cast you back on the shore. Catch and release. You know, with a bit more cortex and opposable finlets, maybe humaning would be their pastime of choice. Just like fishing, it's in the blood. So this song is about people who don't have the fortune of living seaside like many of us do here, but they do have their saline roots brings them back. When they vacation, they come from more than 90 miles of shore, maybe thousands of miles of shore. And they come to seaport towns all over the world, and in this case it was a Rhode Island town, and John Campbell wrote a song about this that could be addressed to any coastal tourist seaport town, and there's going to be a part for you. Come summer, they flock to the beaches and the docks. They got brown vinyl sandals and black nylon socks. They got a red peeling nose and synthetic clothes. From June to September, it's anything goes. When do I have to? I gotta make sure I'm not leaving something out. Where's my flip-flop? Where's the gift shop? I feeling sad. Winnebago come, Winnebago. That's your part. Winnebago come, Winnebago. Clam cakes and chowder and lobsters to go. There's a red tide today. There's a red tide today in a shack in the bay. Labor Day weekend seems light years away. Dark fishing for flats, wearing Budweiser hats like a new Boston whaler with a cooler up and back. They go for a spin, loaded on gin, and get stuck hard aground till the tide comes back in. There'll be gridlock at the town dock. How you feeling sad? Winnebago come, Winnebago. It's a long rainy weekend with no place to go. There's a red tide today in a shack in the bay. Labor Day weekend seems light years away. When the flea bites, jellyfish stings, how you feeling sad? Watch a mobster eat a lobster, how you feeling sad? They got sand in their eyes and a burn on their thighs. The last tuna grinder is covered with flies. There's a squid in the sink, the TV's on the plate. They got a bucket of crabs that's beginning to stink. Citronella, beach umbrella, how you feeling sad? Winnebago come, Winnebago. There's no place to park any place that you go, so let's count license plates from the Midwestern states. And hope after Labor Day things will get straight. And hope after Labor Day things will get straight. That is by John Campbell from Rhode Island, the great writer. Okay, so it's pretty obvious when people are not, sea savvy, especially if they're on a boat and they go up to the captain or somebody and say, "Excuse me, is the bathroom on the front of the boat or the back of the boat?" Well, first of all, you know that they're not. It's not called the front. It's not called the back. And it's not called a bathroom. So if you are in one of these camps and not familiar with proper nautical terminology, you might appreciate this little learning song by Sam Hinton called Talking Nautical. Oh, I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say floor, you always say deck. That's the way you're supposed to talk whenever you go to sea. Yo, I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say front, you always say bow. You never say floor, you always say deck. That's the way you're supposed to talk whenever you go to sea." You can have this. I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say back, you always say stern. You never say front, you always say bow. You never say floor, you always say deck. That's the way you're supposed to talk whenever you go to sea. Oh, I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say upstairs. You always say topside. Okay. You never say upstairs. You always say topside. You never say back. You always say stern. You never say front. You always say bow. You never say floor. You always say deck. That's the way you're supposed to talk whenever you go to sea. Oh, I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say window, you always say port. You never say upstairs, you always say topside. You never say back, you always say stern. You never say front, you always say bow. That's the way you're supposed to talk whenever you go to sea. Oh, I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say kitchen, you always say galley. You never say window, you always say portal. You never say upstairs, you always say topside. You never say back, you always say stern. You never say front, you always say bow. You never say floor, you always say deck. That's the way you're supposed to talk whenever you go to sea. One more. I went on a ship one day and a good old sailor to me said, "Hey, I'm going to teach you the words to say whenever you go to sea. You never say bathroom. You always say head. You never say kitchen, you always say
galley.
You never say upstairs, you always say
Topside.
You never say poor window, you always say
Portal.
You never say back, you always say
Third.
You never say front, you always say
Bow.
You never say floor, you always say
Left.
That's the way you're supposed to talk
Whenever you go to sea.
One day I was home from sea, and this good old sailor, he came to tea, and I said, you're gonna have to learn to talk like me when you come ashore. You never say head, you always say
Bathroom.
You never say galley, you always say
Kitchen.
You never say porthole, you always say
Window.
You never say topside, you always say
Upstairs.
You never say stern, you always say
Back.
You never say bow, you always say
Front.
You never say deck, you always say
Floor.
That's the way you're supposed to talk
Whenever you
come
come
ashore. Okay, one more song here. This relates to the term chivalry. And when I ask people normally what they think of, the first thing is they say, oh, knights in shining armor. You know, but those days are long gone. So where do we see good examples of chivalry nowadays? I contend that it's alive and well on the sea. Because any sea captain that's worth his salt knows that if his ship is in trouble and there's a need to order his passengers off the boat to disembark, because boats used to go bark, then he's going to give a very orderly evacuation plan. And who are the first people who get off the boat first?
Women and children.
Aha! There's chivalry in action! And so once they are off the boat, then the rest of the passengers could go, and then the crew, and the last to leave is the captain, and if everybody isn't off, he's just going to go down with the ship. That is the unwritten law of the sea. Everyone knows that, except that memo didn't come across to Francesco Schettino. You remember that captain on the Italian cruise ship off the coast of Tuscany?
Yeah.
So he ran his ship aground. His passengers are drowning. And somehow he accidentally fell into his lifeboat. Oh. I don't think so. Interesting sidebar before I get into the song is Winston Churchill had many occasions to cross the puddle when he was a statesman. And he always preferred the Italian ships. And people couldn't understand that. Wait a second. Her Majesty has the best fleet in the world. What's with it? It must be the food, right? I said, no. It's because those Italian captains don't believe all that crap about women and children first. Well, 80-some years later, I guess it proved to be true. Well, I contend that chivalry is not confined to the human species, as is evidenced by this song that was written, over 130 years ago by Wallace Irwin in a collection called Lays of a Landsman. Okay. The most chivalrous fish of the ocean, to ladies forbearing and mild, though his record be dark, is the man-eating shark, who'll eat neither woman nor child. He dines upon seamen and skippers, and tourists his hunger assuage, and a fresh cabin boy will inspire him with joy if he's past maturity age. I prefer a little gristle like that, yes. A doctor, a lawyer, a preacher, he'll gobble one any fine day, but the ladies, God bless them, he'll only address them politely, then go on his way. I can readily cite you an instance where a lovely young lady from Bream, who is tender and sweet and delicious to eat, fell into the bay with a She floundered and flounced in the water, then signaled in vain for her bark. Bark, bark. And she'd surely been drowned if she hadn't been found by a chivalrous man-eating shark. Who bowed in a manner most polished, thus soothing her impulses wild.
Don't be frightened, he said, I've been properly bred. Would he have a woman or child?
Then he proffered his fin, and she took it. Such gallantry none can dispute, and the passengers cheered. Hooray! The vessel neared, and a broadside was fired in salute. Boom! And they soon stood alongside the vessel, and a life-saving dinghy was lowered, the pick of her crew and her relatives too, and the mate and the skipper aboard. Then they hauled her up in a jiffy, and the shark stood attention the while. Then he rose on his flipper and ate up the skipper. And swam away with a smile. This proves that the prince of the ocean, to ladies forbearing and mild, though his record be dark, is the man-eating shark, who'll eat neither
woman nor child.
Marching out in
Thank you. That's Jackson Gillman, storyteller and singer from down East Maine. We've got the Ranzo Boys coming up. For those of you who have joined us, this is our 25th year of Portsmouth Maritime Folk Festival. It's a totally free festival supported by supporters, donors, and sponsors throughout the city. Thirsty Moose, Bagel Works are some of the sponsors. Gungalow has let us use this building and their boat. And we do have donation buckets up front. And enjoy the Ranzo Boys.
If you would like chairs, there are chairs over there.
Lots of chairs.
Chairs,
Come on in.
but, you know.
Now would be a great time to do that, and not right in the
We give
middle.
you our permission to cross in front of the live stream camera.
Yes.
To find a chair. Well, you already crossed.
You didn't need our permission, no.
One more hand for Jackson, please.
I learned so much about sharks.
Yeah. We tried to pick our funniest songs, but unfortunately we don't have that many funny songs. So we're gonna start off with 2 shanties. You'll pick them up really quick. Did you ever see a wild goose a-sailing on the ocean? Ranzo, Ranzo, way. Just like them pretty fair maids when they gets the notion. Ranzo, Ranzo, way. Just the other morning I was walking by the river. Ranzo, Ranzo, way. I saw a young maiden with her topsails all a-quiver. Ranzo, Ranzo, way. I said, my pretty fair maiden, how are you this morning? Ranzo, Ranzo, way. None the better for the seeing of you. Ranzo, Ranzo, way. Did you ever see a wild goose a-sailing on the ocean? Ranzo, Ranzo, way. Just like them pretty fair maids when they get the notion. Ranzo, Ranzo, way.
Well, the boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting to me. Way to me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. The boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting to me. Hi-lo, me, Ranzo, ray. Well, first they found a tree of the wild blackberry to me. Way to me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. But Sally said no, for I think it is too early to me. Hi-lo, me, Ranzo, ray. Well, next they found a patch of the yellow chamomile to me. Way to me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. But Sally said no, let us leave it for a while to me. Hi-lo, me, Ranzo, ray. Well, the boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting to me. Way to me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. The boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting to me. Hi-lo, me, Ranzo, ray. Well, next they found the strawberry growing in the loam to me. Way to me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. But Sally said no, for I think they're overgrown to me. Hi-lo, me, Ranzo, ray. Well, they found themselves a bush and they picked the purple berry to me. Way to me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. And they brought a basket home for a drinking with the sherry to me. Hi-lo, me, Ranzo, ray. Well, the boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting. To me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. The boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting. To me, hi-lo, me Ranzo, ray. Well, I'm a shanty man of the wild goose nation. To me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. So sing, lads, and pull, lads, all upon your station. To me, hi-lo, me Ranzo, ray. Well, the boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting. To me, hey, to me, Ranzo, ray. The boys and the girls went to huckleberry hunting. To me, hi-lo, me Ranzo, ray.
Good singing. They don't make acoustics like this anymore.
And if you check your shanty history, fun thing is that both of those very different sounding shanties, the Wild Goose Shanty and Huckleberry Hunting, are descended from the same root, the same shanty tree. If you kind of slow one down and speed one up, you can almost see how they were once kind of the same song.
Yeah. So, we've got one though that you won't hear anybody else unless someone else has sung it already. Actually, no, you can hear this on our EP, which is out now.
Yeah! We have an EP out. It's called the Off the Path Sessions. We did a series of songs to accompany a public radio show in Connecticut on New England maritime history. We had to dig up a lot of songs and set a lot of songs to music in order to match the subject of all of the different episodes.
Yeah.
So you can hear that now on Bandcamp, and we have one of these songs.
Yeah, this is one of them. So we were tasked with finding a song about a sea monster, which you would think there would be more, but we had to dig this one up and set it. And some of you will recognize the tune. It's the Two Magicians, but it's about a sea snake, and there is a chorus that or a refrain that you'll pick up.
I'm gonna play this in a minute. Right now, I'm gonna use the case as a drum.
Sailors worked with what they had.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Classic sea music instrument, the Appalachian Mountain Dulcimer.
The Appalachian Mountain Dulcimer.
That was yes, this is a sea music instrument. This is not mine.
Perhaps you'll all have heard a yarn of a famous large sea snake that was once seen off the Isle of Pitcairn and caught by Admiral Blake. Now list not what landlubbers tell, but give an ear to me, and I'll tell you what to me befell, 'cause I just come from sea, singing toll, toll the roll, won't you give your ear to me, and I'll tell you what to me befell, 'cause I just come from sea. Now the snake he measured miles twice too, but there they surely lied, for I was one of that ship's crew by which his length was tried. One evening from his head we bore with every stitch at sail, and going at 10 knots an hour in 6 months found his tail. Toll, toll the roll, won't you give your ear to me, and I'll tell you what to me befell, 'cause I just come from sea. Now once on end with all his strength, the snake to stand and try, but when he got up half his length, his head did touch the sky. Some seamen whom the snake did know thought he was famed Tenerife, so straightway sent their jolly boat for fresh water and beef, singing toll, toll the roll, won't you give your ear to me, and I'll tell you what to me befell, 'cause I just come from sea. Well, the sea he fills with breakers new by the shedding of his teeth, on which was wrecked a whole ship's crew of a vessel bound for Leith. So landsmen all, I pray give ear and do some pity take, you'll see what dangers did appear from this thundering large sea snake, singing toll, toll the roll, won't you give your ear to me, and I'll tell you what to me befell, 'cause I just come from sea, singing toll, toll the roll, won't you give your ear to me, and I'll tell you what to me befell, 'cause I just come from sea.
This next one requires shuffling. No, it does not.
No, it
require
doesn't.
shuffling.
It requires sitting.
Yes, our sound engineers love us because we spend all of our sets sitting up and standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. This is a song we learned from Heather Wood with a funky, fresh, knee tapping,
Polyrhythm
good
something.
slapping, good times rhythm part that my band members love when I make them do. This is Saucy Sailor. Come on, come you, come tell them to me. Good fancy up her sailor lad who is just come from the sea. Oh, your ragged love and your dirty love and your clothes smell much of tar. So be gone, you saucy sailor lad. So be gone, you Jack Tar. If I'm ragged love and I'm dirty love and my clothes smell much of tar, I have silver in my pockets, love, and have gold in great store. And when she heard him say it, on her bended knee she fell. I will marry my dear Henry, for I love sailor lads so well. Do you think that I am foolish, love? Do you think that I am mad for marrying some poor country girl with no fortune to be had? I will cross the briny ocean, I will whistle and sing, and since you refuse the offer, love, some other girl shall wear the ring. I'm frolicsome and I am easy, good-tempered and free, and I don't give a single pin to boys what the world thinks of me.
We have a little choreography.
As the Mad Hatter said, change places. Now, I know a lot of people who pick up a lot of songs from a lot of fascinating sources. Sometimes you find a song inscribed on a whale's tooth. And sometimes you find a song in a book that hasn't been opened for 100 years. And sometimes you find a song in the Disney film Pirates of the Caribbean on World's End, on Stranger Tides.
Which is, what, the third or fourth one?
The fourth. It's very bad. Don't watch it.
This is actually
Just
from
listen to the soundtrack.
But it is a traditional song. It is a traditional song that they put in the movie, and notably, it was the Hot Mermaids that were singing it. And
it's very memorable.
in that part of the movie, I was paying close attention, and I was like, "That's a cool song." And then we, researched it a bit, and it is a traditional song, and so we took it. This is what I need. I need something else. And so we took it and took it a little bit more of a trad vibe. But there was a fun few weeks on the internet back in the day when everybody was singing this song in kind of like a low, moody range in like a staircase, so that you'd get the reverb. It was a good time. This isn't that, but feel free. Oh, it's moody. It's just not very low and in a staircase.
We'll get some high reverb.
Yeah.
Off these, 300-year-old buttons.
Did you forget to bring your staircase?
I didn't. Dang, we're gonna have to move everyone over there. No, it counts. It counts.
We are technically somewhat under the staircase.
That's true.
Just,
Under the staircase. Staircase. Nice. This is Jolly Sailor Boat. And for anybody who doesn't know what this is an Appalachian mountain dulcimer, as popularized by Gene Ritchie. And it sure isn't a sea music instrument, but watch me play it anyway.
Upon one summer's morning, as I carelessly did stray down by the wall of Wapping, where I met a sailor gay, conversing with a charming lass who seems to be in pain, saying, "William, when you go, I fear you'll not return again." Her name it is Maria, she's a merchant's daughter fair, and she's left her home and family heart is pierced by Cupid. She disdains all glittering gold, and there's nothing can console her but her jolly sailor bold. His hair it does in ringlets hang, his eyes are black as slopes. May happiness attend on him wherever he may go. From Tower Hall down to Blackwall, she'll wander, weep and moan, all for her jolly sailor lad until he does return. Her heart is pierced by Cupid, she disdains all glittering gold, and there's nothing can console her but her jolly sailor bold. So come all you pretty fair maids, wherever that you be, who love a jolly sailor bold who plows the raging sea. When up aloft in storm and gale, from you his absence mourn, then firmly pray Godspeed the day he home will safe return. Her heart is pierced by Cupid, she disdains all glittering gold, and there's nothing can console her but her jolly sailor bold. Her heart is pierced by Cupid, she disdains all glittering gold, and there's nothing can console her but her jolly sailor bold. When we were talking to our dear friend Heather Wood about putting queerness back in traditional music and putting up sets and things like that, she said, well, have you done the one about the lesbians yet? So this is that one.
This is
This is our Captain Cradle Hands. It's from Sussex, was collected from a traveler singer.
I learned it from Elizabeth LaPrelle's band Duran, and it was beautiful 4-part harmony, and I completely misheard what is the melody and what is the harmony. So, and then we reharmonized it. So that's the folk process.
And then we tried to sing it with them at a gig, and it was like,
No. Let's see. Our captain cried, all hands tomorrow, to leave the one I love in grief and sorrow. Dry off those briny tears and leave off weeping. How happy we must be at our next meeting. Why would you go away, fighting for strangers? Why don't you stay at home, free from all dangers? I'll roll you in my arms, my dearest jewel. So stay at home with me, and don't be cruel. When I had gold in store, you did invite me. Now I am low and poor, you seem to slight me. Oh, there's no trust in men, not my own brother. So girls, if you would love one another. The drums are beating loud, the pipes are playing. I must be on my way, no longer staying. Farewell, my dearest dear, for I am going to everlasting joy and fountains flowing. We've got one more. This is another one that we learned from one of our dear friends and mentors, Frank Warner, and also from Ken Schatz, who is Schatz, who is whose singing session is where we all sort of came together for the first time and started singing.
Exceedingly good song night in
Exceedingly
Brooklyn.
good song night.
If you are ever 395 miles away from here in New York, you should come.
396, it's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
This one is called Green Willow Tree. Please sing along. And this is our last one, but you can catch us outside at 1 o'clock with the Dirty Blue Shirts, and then later tonight at the concert.
And we have merch at the merch table. You can get a QR code to listen to our EP. And we have an album coming out, so we have a mailing list for you to sign up and hear all about that.
Now there was a ship a-sailing on the North America. She went by the name of the Green Willow Tree. Hold on, I'm taking that up. Now there was a ship a-sailing on the North America. She went by the name of the Green Willow Tree, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Well, they hadn't not been a-sailing but 2 weeks or 3, till they was overtaken by the Turkish Reveille, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. And oh, cried the captain, whatever shall we do? The Turkish Reveille will surely cut us all in two, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Well, up spoke the cabin boy, what will you give to me if I will go and sink for you the Turkish Reveille, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Well, I will give you gold and I will give you fee, and my only daughter, your wedded wife, will be sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Then out on his back and away swam he, swam till he came to the Turkish Reveille, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Now some were playing cards and some were shooting dice, others were standing round giving good advice, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Well, he had a little instrument fitting for the work. He bore 9 holes in the bottom of the Turk, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Yes, some were playing cards and some were shooting dice. The water tumbled in and it dazzled their eyes, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Now some they came with hats and some they came with caps, trying for to fill them salty water gaps, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. And out on his back and away swam he, swam till he came to the Green Willow Tree, sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. And oh, cried the cabin boy, come take me up on board, and be unto me just as good as your word. Sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. Oh no, cried the captain, I'll take you up on board. I won't be unto you just as good as my word. Sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. If it wasn't for the love of your daughter and your men, I'd do unto you as I did unto them. Sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. And out on his back and away swam he. Farewell, farewell to the green willow tree. Sailing o'er the lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low. The lonesome lowlands low, so level and so low.
Coming up, we have, who do we have coming up?
H.A. Ryan,
and Peter and Audie. And this is the Ranzo boys. We've got Jules Piperl, Lafayette Matthews, Lindsay Smith from New York. They're headliners at our concert tonight. We've got programs up at, schedules up at the front. We've got donation buckets. This free festival is supported by supporters like you, donors, our supporters throughout the city. The Gondola companies helped. People as far away as WICN in Worcester, Kilwins, the Portsmouth Chamber Collaborative, Izzy's. We have a lot of business support in town. So thank you all. We've got buckets. We also have QR codes if you're all in the 21st century and more into digital donations. That's available too. Thank you.
Thank you.